Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, April 8th, about 11 a.m. my time. So today's analysis is going to be quick because I just want to mention a few things that I believe are important for the upcoming week ahead. First things first, again, these videos that I've been making as of late have been predominantly concentrated in the topics of base chain and layer 3 Degen chain, specifically Degen chain because I truly think that this is a once in a crypto cycle opportunity. I don't want to say once in a lifetime because I think crypto cycles often provide unique opportunities every cycle. But in this cycle, I personally think that Degen Chain is quite likely one of the best opportunities that one will have to take advantage of this, bull cycle. And so as we look at the Degen token prices, I already told y'all that when prices dropped about 46, 50%, I already started to buy because one of my ultimate outlooks on the market is that I think Degen Chain in general, and again, you can look at this article from Blockworks of what Degen Chain is, how it's connected to the base chain or L2s, and how is it connected to other apps and what is it building within this article. Or you can watch my videos, which are on YouTube. There's a playlist called Degen Chain. And so far, there's 4 videos in there that I've made, all 4 of which encompass different aspects of the Degen chain, from bridging to different products and projects, and how to find airdrops and how Degen chain is connected to Farcaster. So today, I'm just going to quickly recap all these 4 videos, as well as a couple of new things on the horizon for this upcoming week ahead. Okay. So again, Monday, April 8th, right? As we head into the week ahead, here's what's coming our way. Number one, we have the most important thing, which is, in my opinion, a Degen chain product, which is called Dracula. I've talked about Dracula before. I've made a couple of videos here on the Dracula app. I've posted a bunch of videos on here, and you can watch the videos here too. And you get these points, right? So you can see +1 every time you watch a video, +1. And what that does is it gives you this drip balance. And that drip balance, I think, is effectively how active you are on the app, what you do on the app, your interactivity with the app. And I think that's going to be good for the future potential airdrops that you may get, as well as rewards that you will get from the Dracula community and the Dracula project. And they already have a $1 million Degen treasury, which is incredible, right? So that means that $1 million worth of Degen tokens will be awarded to Dracula app users or even content creators. So if you are watching this video and you create cat videos or dog videos, or you just want to film sites and you want to dump it on this app, this is a great alternative to your Instagram, to your Facebook Reels, to your YouTube Reels, because you actually get paid on this app via the Dracula app. Okay, and you could connect it to your Farcaster, like I have. I've connected my Farcaster to the Dracula app, and so you get airdrop the Degen tokens right into whatever ETH address your Farcaster is connected to. Okay, so that's number one, right? You're basically incentivized to use the Dracula app, create content, watch content, interact with content. Number 2 is there will be multiple partners that Dracula will have aside from Degen, like GOAT. Okay, and I think this is probably the most unique opportunity this coming week, because in this week, I think you do have the first airdrop for content creators on Dracula, and they're also going to be awarding the GOAT token. And I just want to show you the GOAT token currently sits at close to about $1 million. Last night, I made this video talking about GOAT token a little bit. Where is it exactly? Let me see here. I forgot where I spoke about it. I thought I spoke about it somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, these are my videos that I've made on Dracula. Make sure y'all check those out. Because in this video, like yesterday's video, I talked about how Dgen is a good proxy bet for base, why Dgen will outperform Solana and base, et cetera, right? So anyway, last night I had spoken about GOAT, but again, this morning I'm also talking about GOAT token. And GOAT token is currently valued at 971K market cap, which it's basically a meme coin, right? But it's a meme coin that is trying to attach itself to other, non-meme coin projects, which is something like Dracula, right? Which is a content creation, content watching application. And so when you have the token distribution, the token utility basically being partnered with real applications, for example, Degen token or GOAT token, that I think raises the ceiling and utility and distribution of these tokens. So I actually think that this is going to be ultra bullish for the GOAT token. So definitely keep an eye on it. Again, not investment advice. I don't really care if you buy or sell. This is just my insight of what I think is going to happen to the market. And this airdrop, I think, is happening Wednesday. So just keep an eye out, on Wednesday, exactly what the price does. Generally, I'll tell you guys like this, okay? Whenever you have like a visible event that's going to happen, let's just say, the event is happening Wednesday, right? So that is about the 10th. Okay, so this little block of time right here, okay? That's when the airdrop will happen from Dracula, the app, for whoever's created content, and they'll give Degen tokens and GOAT tokens. So you will get airdropped tokens around this time slot. That means that price, in my opinion, from now until then, can do something like this, and then it can again come back down right after that event. Okay, but I'll tell you this. If, however, the GOAT token continues its partnerships and more people are interested that GOAT is not just a meme coin, but it's maybe being partnered up with Dracula and other apps, right? It could do something like this, and it could build a wide base of a price. And then maybe in the future, as it gains more utility and distribution, it can then start ticking up higher and higher and higher. Okay. Again, I don't really know if this is going to happen, but that's my general thoughts on how I see airdrops and larger token distributions playing out. Non-investment advice at all. All right. But I will be paying attention to how the token distribution as well as airdrop plays out Wednesday. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is, again, please try to use Dracula. I don't care if you use my Farcaster link or my invite links. Just hop on it. Start trying these apps. Dracula is one. I've told you all about NFT Degen, which is another, right? Once you start using these applications, because you're so early, you may just get free tokens or airdrops or free NFTs, anything basically free in the future. Because rarely are most people so early to a large ecosystem like the Degen Chain, which is continuously growing, by the way. And the Degen Chain is so attached to a large social finance application, which is something like Warpcast, right? Warpcast basically uses Degen tips within their application. So I actually think that this gives it a massive distribution base and a mechanism, which is that if Warpcast succeeds and does well, Degen succeeds and does really well. Okay. Even if Warpcast does okay, I think Degen Chain will also do relatively okay. Because the other thought process is that I spoke about this again in yesterday night's video, so you could just watch this video and click on it. I talk about why Base Chain, okay, Base is not going to create their own token. They are not going to take that risk because it's a regulated, it is created from a regulated company, which is Coinbase. Coinbase already has a stock. Base would not take that regulatory risk of creating a token. So I actually think that the further out bet is that Degen Chain and the Degen token will actually accrue value and speculation of if base succeeds, that means they're just going to keep buying Degen Chain tokens. And I think they just see Degen Chain as a singular bet on not only base, but also on the Degen Chain. So I now see multiple points of utility for the Degen token, which is number one, it is being used for its own chain and its own fees. Number two is a speculative bet that if base chain succeeds, I think Degen Chain and Degen token will be the speculative bet on base chain and Degen Chain. Number three is that Warpcast uses Degen token as its main form of currency of tipping. And number four is that Dracula and SocialFi apps are also using Degen the token within the Degen Chain economy to incentivize people to post more, to talk more, to create more, etc. So I see multiple ways of why and how Degen the chain and Degen the token is going to succeed. Now I can only do that so many times, right? I'm not going to keep making videos like this. I've already made 4 other videos. Today's is another one. But the other way I want to show you guys is through actual raw data, right? If you actually look at Ethereum distribution heading into base chain or Arbitrum or Polygon or Optimism or even Solana, that money is actually funneling into base chain. And if you actually look at, let's just say the last 30 days, there's a good amount of money that has flowed into the base chain. And I think that will continue to grow. Another way to do that is if you go to DeFi Llama, right? You could see that TVL wise. Now I know TVL is not the perfect metric, but Ethereum currently has about $55 billion in TVL. Solana has about 4 billion in TVL, and Base has about 1.4 in TVL. I think the Base TVL will continue to grow. But what they don't have here, which is accurate data, is of Degen Chain. I don't think this is accurate, just FYI. 7 million is bullshit, right? I think this number is probably somewhere around 150 to about 250 million. And I think that number is also going to exponentially grow, right? So TVL is nothing but how much money is in Degen Chain, the ecosystem, how much is being bridged over, how much money flows back and forth between apps like Degen Swap, how much of that is going into NFTs on the Degen chain, right? How much money is actually circulating and being locked within the Degen ecosystem? And this number, again, not accurate, is somewhere close to probably, if I were to ballpark, somewhere close to 150 to 250 million. The goal is to achieve somewhere close to about what Solana does, or probably much greater than Polygon does, right? But I've actually taken a different approach, which is that it's a little bit more extreme. And again, this is not investment advice. This is not my way of extrapolating, in absurd numbers. But I've already talked about why you can look at the current market cap of Degen Chain, which is around 500 million, and look at the Polygon market cap, which is around 8 billion. Look at the Cardano market cap, which is around 20 billion. And then let's stretch it out a little bit further. The Solana market cap, which is around $75 billion. Okay, as of right now. So where does that extrapolation take us to in terms of price, upside, right? If you get to Polygon, that's about a 1,600% gain. If you get to Cardano, Cardano's market cap, $20 billion market cap for Degen Chain, that's about 4,200%. And if you get to somewhere up here, that's around 16,000%, right? Now, again, I am not projecting the prices. I'm not trying to predict. This is not financial advice. I'm just saying that Polygon and Cardano, okay, I have nothing against them, but they're absolute garbage. I've never spoken to a person who says like, oh, I really love, transacting and using Polygon or Cardano. Solana, I totally understand. I use Solana all the time, okay? But these two, this is not okay, right? You don't get to have zombie market caps with such high, market cap TVL levels when something like Degen or something like Base Chain is clearly more attractive of a product, clearly doing way more revenue, having way more TVL, having way more users, having way more activity. There's no way that I see Degen, the market cap, sitting at 500 million. I do not find that acceptable, right? So that's why I made this extrapolation to be just comparisons of what are the actual, relative comparisons of other L2s or other L1s like Cardano or Solana. Well, that's where they sit. I'm just drawing a comparison, right? So again, not financial advice. I just want to tell you guys, how incredibly bullish I am of how much money is likely pouring into base chain, which then subsequently is going into Degen chain, which is out here, right? Because Degen is at L3. The data has yet to come out about money being bridged into Degen chain, right? So when debridged starts to accumulate that data and tell us, I think it's going to really shock people. It's going to surprise people. I think it's going to kickstart the next big run for Degen chain. However, okay, so I'm going to take just 2 minutes to lay out the macro picture on something. We have a couple of important events coming up in April and May. Okay, so I'm going to, for that, go to my other chart, my Nifty crypto macro charts, which is, BTC and Ethereum and Solana. Okay, I think a lot of the majors like Solana, Ethereum, they're all coming to a local like standstill. Okay. So I think local standstill means that they're probably going to chop around here, maybe build a couple of weeks of a base. So like something like this, I think Ethereum is going to build a base in this area, probably until May, maybe even June. Same thing with Solana. I think Solana is going to do the same thing, right? I think that's going to create a base for Solana somewhere like this. So that creates, basically, I don't know, like from the high to midpoint over here, 40 to 50% drawdowns. Same thing with BTC. I think BTC is probably going to create somewhat of a wide range like this. And I think that range is going to go about, this is the halving event up until, maybe post halving, like 30 to 60 days after the halving. So let's just say somewhere around late May to June, right? That point right there. Wednesday, okay, Wednesday is, we have a very important event. Economic calendar, there it is. Okay, this, we have a CPI data point coming out. Again, I don't like getting into macro and stuff. Today's video is just about Degen Chain. But Wednesday, we have core CPI data coming out here in the US. This is a very important event for almost everyone to pay attention to, because high inflation generally means that Fed will possibly raise rates or possibly put a damper on, the excess speculation that's happening in markets, right? Because they want to cool off, the hype, the excitement, the bullishness, the volatility in asset markets like crypto, in asset markets like equities, right? Because again, if you look at NASDAQ, if you look at, S&P 500, they're pretty much at new all-time highs, right? This is a new all-time high for the NASDAQ index. This is a new all-time high for the S&P 500. When things like this are extremely elevated in the face of potentially high inflation and elevated markets, you may get some shakeouts. And the shakeout might be something like this, bleed out for the next, month or so for BTC, build somewhat of a base right here, June, July, till end of the year. Maybe we shoot higher in BTC. And more importantly, going back to the original conversation, then we shoot higher, possibly sometime this summer for Degen Chain, for Degen Chain related products, base chain related products, possibly even spark an NFT run, right? So this is the kind of stuff that is on my mind. And as I've already talked about this before, okay, one of my fundamental goals is that I've written this on my Warpcast. You can find it. I've written this somewhere. Let me see here, right? The goal right now is basically to accumulate as much Solana and Degen token. Let me see if I can find that. So I really like to show people that I've been posting this numerous times for everybody, that the goal right now is, anyway, I don't know where it is. The goal right now is to accumulate, for me, as much Dgen token and as much of the Solana tokens as possible till the end of the year. So every trade that I take, so let's just say I buy into GOAT today, right? And I buy into GOAT and the price goes up, I don't know, maybe 30%, 40%, 100%. That's 100% more tokens I get of Dgen. Always think in pairs, right? Pairs of how much are you getting of the bottom denominator pair. Okay, I don't care about the US dollar value of how much GOAT is worth. I don't care if I can make a 10x or 100x out of GOAT. I care about how much more Dgen can I get. Because Dgen is, for me, a surefire bet. Right? Again, that's just my opinion on it. If Degen Chain gets to 1 billion or 2 billion or 3 billion, for me, that's a 2x, 5x, 10x, whatever it is, right? That is a much better bet than betting on something that's extremely low market cap, that could be extremely risky, that's a meme coin, that's really not, maybe going to go anywhere. But Degen ecosystem, I think, will go places, right? So that's how I generally view my, entire thesis until the end of the year, which is accumulate a crap ton of Dgen tokens, accumulate a crap ton of Solana tokens, and that is the goal. Okay, I don't care about US dollar PNL right now. I will care about it by the end of the year. All right, so anyway, none of this is financial advice. As I've told y'all before, these are all things that I use on a daily basis. I use Dracula all the time. I use Warpcast all the time. And I tell you guys, since the first day I got here, right, I had maybe I don't know, 10 followers. Now I have 200. I'm pretty active on here. I try to share as much alpha on here as possible. If you're watching this video, you know everything today that I knew this morning. That's it. It's as simple as that. There's nothing I'm hiding. There's nothing I can hide. The data is in front of you. The apps are in front of you. You can use them in the same way that I can. The videos are in front of you of everything that I, am exploring, using, buying, etc. Right? So you have this information. I'm going to put this invite link for Warpcast below in my YouTube description. If you get into Warpcast through my invite link, I'll send you a few, Dgen tokens. I don't mind. Okay, but make sure you join through my invite link and make sure you actually join Warpcast and use it. Because this is where I think the Web3 future is happening. You're going to accumulate free money, free Dgen tokens, free airdrops, free everything for just using Web3 applications. This is the future. It is really that easy, right? So check it out, join Warpcast, join Dracula, start using it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I run, if you're, by the way, part of the swatches collection, like if you own one of these swatches by JVMI, hit me up. If you're watching this video, send me a message on Warpcast. I started this group because I wanted to drop as much alpha for all of us, our owners who own these swatches. And I really love art, right? If you've known me long enough, I love really cool one-of-one art or one of, a few thousand art pieces, because the way I see it is NFT art is the one thing that people across the crypto space agree on, which is it's unique, it's fun, it's interesting, and it's easy to speculate on. So I see swatches as something like what Damien Hirst made back in 2021, if y'all are familiar with him. So back in 2021, I think when he made this art, the art actually really took off hard, right? The sales, September 2021, each of the art pieces were worth 16 ETH, 16. Today, they're not worth a lot, obviously, 0.7 ETH. But guess what? As we look at something like this piece of art, which is swatches, the art is kind of similar. Maybe, it's a little bit more cooler because it's interactive. Like what you could do is You can click on one of these and it starts, moving around in different colors and shapes. You can change up the modes here where it's hypnotic like this, where you can make 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, and you can keep it going. See? It's really fun stuff that you could do with the art. You can turn it into night mode, right? In night mode, it looks different. So I find art like this to be really, really cool. And if you're an art lover like myself, and you're a big fan of the artist JVMI, like I am, I think he's a really cool guy. These are art pieces worth hanging on to. Now, again, this is not investment advice. I already own a bunch of his art pieces, but it's not like the prices are exorbitant anyway, right? Like this is not like it's worth 1 ETH or 10 ETH. It's 0.08. It's like, I don't know, $200 or something. I know that is a lot of money, but like for some, but it's really not that much. Just something to pay attention to. All right. Anyway, if you join this, if you get a swatch, hit me up because then I can let you into Swatch Collective, which is our private little community that I've made where I drop alpha. I am giving away some whitelist spots for a different NFT that's coming about on Solana. It's just free, right? You'll get free NFTs. If they do well, that's, basically from free to something, you get some money, maybe. Okay. Again, not investment advice, but this is the kind of stuff that I want to do for people in my Swatch Collective group. I started this, JVMI, the artist, gave us the blessing to create it and, be active in the community. So I love making connections like this, and I want to give back to anyone who joins Warpcast, to anyone who interacts with me, and I want to give them as much alpha as possible. All right. So anyway, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you want more information, find out through my Degen Chain playlist in my YouTube description. Okay. All right. Join Warpcast, say hello, come hang out. All right. Cheers.